Hey YouTubers, Steve9000 here back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing my first read aloud in a while. Sorry if the voices are pretty bad. I haven't been practicing for them. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, but this is actually a sequel to something, but I haven't done a read aloud of the prequel of this. So yeah, it's still on my Google Plus page. It's supposed to be called Friends Can't Spell Frisk Without Risk, but something happened and it ended up getting called Undertale: The New Adventures. I know, it sucks. I'm sorry about the title thing, but whatever. Anyways, this story is called Return to the Underground, and it will contain spoilers for Undertale's true pacifist ending and Steven Universe. So yeah. Go check out the prequel, or else you're going to be very, very, very confused, okay? I'll wait. Okay, Chapter 1. We are the Crystal Gems. Pearl, Garnet called. Amethyst! Pearl and Amethyst came out of their rooms, looking miserable. What's wrong? Garnet asked. I don't know, G, Amethyst said with a sad sigh. I guess it's Steven. Amethyst couldn't finish her sentence. She welled up in tears and was unable to talk. All she did was cuddle up next to Pearl. I know, Garnet said. We're all upset over it. But now, duty calls. What is it, Garnet? Pearl asked. I've detected a strange location called Mount Ebott, Garnet stated. We must check if gems have had any effects on the area. Right, Pearl said. She picked up the still sobbing Amethyst by the hair and carried her to the warpad. Garnet followed. Then they warped away in a beam of light. Chapter 2. I'm still here. The gems reappeared on a warpad miles away from the other one. Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl jumped over to the city. Meanwhile, Frisk was trying to find a way to hug Sans without getting frostbite. His shirt was too cold. Even his fur jacket was too cold. Then Papyrus walked into the room. Brother, where is all the spaghetti? Papyrus asked. He got a look at Sans and Frisk and slowly backed away. Right! Sans could hear a distant song. Sans and Frisk sitting in a tree. Kissing. Papyrus, Sans said with a small chuckle. Then, without warning, he attacked Frisk by suddenly hugging her out of nowhere for about 10 seconds. So cold, Frisk said, her teeth chattering. I know exactly what'll make you better, Sans told Frisk. A nice warm meal at Grillby's. Sans took Frisk's hand and took a shortcut to Grillby's. Asgore was sitting in one of the seats. He let out a goat scream. Frisk burst into laughter. She could never get enough of those goat screams. Hey, Grillbs. Me and my girlfriend here will be taking the usual, Sans said. Well, look at you ordering for the table, Frisk joked, hitting Sans playfully. Sans' soul broke. Frisk started panicking, but it refused. It refused, Sans said. I can't leave you. Frisk let out a sigh of relief. Sans ate his burger while Frisk devoured the fries. Sans was having a good time until he heard a familiar voice. Are you sure that gems had any effect on Mount Ebott? Pearl asked. Amethyst sobbed. Frisk noticed Sans was staring at the window. Sans stuffed the burger in his mouth and ran out the door. Sans? Frisk called, but Sans was already right in front of the three mysterious ladies. The gems were frozen in shock. Is that a skeleton? Amethyst asked. Guys! Sans said, jumping up and down. They all recognized his voice. It can't be, Pearl said in disbelief. Steven? Amethyst asked, pushing through the other two gems. Amethyst, Pearl, Garnet, Sans said. You're all here. Yo, Steven, Amethyst said, tapping Sans' arm. When'd you get all bony? Long story, Sans said, and call me Sans. Chapter 3, Small Shock. Hi, Frisk said, introducing herself to the gems. I'm Frisk the human, Sans' girlfriend? The gems' eyes widened, especially Pearl's. What? The gems said in unison. Steven, you have a girlfriend? Pearl asked, jumping at Sans excitedly. Yep, she's my frisky girl, Sans said, putting a skeleton hand on Frisk's arm. Puns, Garnet said with a smile. Chapter 4. Bring it in, guys. At Sans' house. So, here's my house, Sans said, is shared by Papyrus and Frisk. They all walked in. Sans showed the gems around. When they were done with the tour, Sans had one more thing to show them. Now that we're done with this, Sans said, hey Paps, come down here. Sans could hear crashing, robotic sounds, and spaghetti splatting on the ground. Then glass breaking. Papyrus came in through the front door, a smile on his face. Why, hello, Papyrus said, waving his hand. Who are you three lovely ladies? I'm Garnet, Pearl said. This is Pearl and Amethyst. Papyrus shook all their hands. Such nice names, Papyrus said. I'm Papyrus, Sans' brother. How is he your brother if... Pearl started, turning to Sans. Don't tell him, Sans said in panic. Is your gem intact? Garnet asked. Sans' smile disappeared. Sans said. No, the gems were in shock. When's the last time you remember having it with you after you, Amethyst said. I don't know, Sans said. Ooh, Frisk said, pointing up her pointer finger. It must be somewhere in the underground. Right, let's go, Sans said. The team, excluding Papyrus, ran to Mount Ebott. Chapter 5, Danger Mystery. The team peered down into the entrance of the underground. What about Sans and his girlfriend? Pearl asked. Without his gem, Sans can't float, and humans would easily die from that fall. Don't worry, Frisk said. There are buttercups at the bottom that will break our fall. If you say so, Pearl replied reluctantly. The gems jumped down, and Sans and Frisk followed. The gems landed on their feet, Sans landed on his face, and Frisk landed on her back. Woohoo! Frisk said, smiling and flailing her arms. I never get tired of that. Frisk, we have a job to do, Garnet said. Right, Frisk said, getting hold of herself. They all traveled to a purple door. They entered. Frisk and Sans' smiles faded when they saw a flower. They knew who it was. The gems walked in without hesitation, thinking it was just a flower, nothing more. Pearl stopped and squatted down in front of it. That's when the flower turned around, revealing an annoyed face. Aww, Pearl said, brushing the flower's petals. You're so cute! The flower had bitten her finger. Pearl managed to yank it out. Hands off the petals, the flower said. Flowey, Frisk said, scolding the small flower. No bitey. Well, she was touching me, Flowey said, and I don't like being touched. It is obviously hostile, Garnet said. She lifted up her leg to squash Flowey. Frisk jumped into her way. Wait, Frisk said. Don't hurt him. You don't know what he's been through. You want a piece of me, Estelle? Flowey asked, his angry, evil face on. Come get it! Frisk facepalmed. Ignore him. Let's go, Frisk said, the others following her. Hey, that's pretty cool what you did back there, Sans said, catching up to Frisk. Flowey seems like a jerk, but he's a nice guy deep down, Frisk said. He's my best friend. Chapter 6, Snowdin Town. They reached the ruins. They checked Snowdin Forest. Then they arrived in Snowdin Town. The gems noticed that Sans and Frisk looked tired. You two should take a break, Pearl said, being her motherly self. Go find somewhere to sit down. Thanks, Sans said. I'm bone tired. What? Oh, Pearl said, noticing the pun. See ya, Sans said as he and Frisk went off to the abandoned Grillby's. They had a seat. This brings back memories, Frisk said. Doesn't it? Sans replied. Frisk put her arms on Sans' shoulders. She pulled him closer. They were about to kiss when, Hey guys! Amethyst said obnoxiously. What you up to? Ah! Sans and Frisk yelled. They both blushed and stared angrily at Amethyst. You don't want me to tell Pearl and Garnet, do you? Amethyst said, grinning. If you do, then you are going to have a bad time, Sans said. Frisk couldn't help but giggle a little at Sans. We could use some music here, Frisk said. But the jukebox is broken, Sans said. No worries, Amethyst said. I always have a smartphone ready. Amethyst summoned forth a smartphone from her gem. She went to Dotify. Any requests? She asked. Frisk thought about the song. What about the song Undertale? I made it myself. along with a whole playlist based on my adventure. Sure, Amethyst said. The soothing music played in everyone's ears. Frisk fell asleep on Sans. He fell asleep too. Bleh, Amethyst said, sticking her tongue out in disgust. Get a room! Chapter 7. I'm so special. They looked through Waterfall and Totland. They searched around until the core was in the distance. A pink, lovely gem was floating around in lava. Guys, Frisk said, jumping up and down. Is this it? The gems and Sans ran over to her. Pearl's eyes had diamonds in them. Sans and Amethyst turned to stars. That's it, Sans said, excitedly. My gem! Garnet put on her gauntlets and reached it into the lava to pull out the gem. She also pulled out something else that Sans identified as a mini Mettaton attack. Wait, I don't have anywhere to put it, Sans said, realizing he just had ribs. Well, guessing from what you told me about souls, Garnet said, smiling and putting her hands on her hips, a gem is a gem's soul, so absorb it. Sans hesitated, but he absorbed the gem easily. Now try your powers, Garnet instructed. Sans summoned his pink shield with the rose quartz symbol on it. He summoned his bubble, and he floated around. It works, Sans said. It works! Now come on, Garnet said. We should get you home. Chapter 8. The Choice. Back at Sans' house. Sans, Pearl said, you have a choice, but you can think about it for a while if you want to. You can either stay here with everyone you've grown to love and care about, or you can come back with us. Sans' smile was replaced with a sad frown. Sansy, Frisk said, putting an arm on his shoulder, you don't have to stay here. You can go back with your, family if you want to. I can't choose, Sans said. Wait, me the drama queen, Pearl said, laughing her head off. We could just set up a warp pad here. Really? Sans asked. Thank you. You're welcome, Stephen, Pearl said. We need to go get a spare warp pad from Amethyst's room. Bye now. Bye, guys, Sans said. See you soon. The end. I hope you enjoyed the series so far. Actually, the third part is actually out on my Google Plus page, so go check that out. I hope that you read the first story first. So yeah. Anyways, this is Stephen 9000 signing out.